Welcome to this explainer. We usually think our confidence gets shattered by one massive, dramatic event, right? Like some huge public failure. But the wild and kind of alarming truth is that confidence actually drains away in slow motion. Today, we're uncovering the invisible psychological traps operating quietly inside your mind that are literally destroying your confidence without you even realizing it.
So what is really destroying your confidence? Well, you might instinctively blame external things, your appearance, your bank account, maybe your resume. But while those definitely affect our mood, the actual battle for your confidence, it's happening entirely inside your own head. Your mind can manufacture immense courage, or it can build a prison of hesitation. It's a real game changer when you realize that.
Okay, here's our map for today. We're going to cover 1. The internal confidence battlefield. 2. The social survival traps. 3. Prisons of the mind. 4. The danger of comfort. And finally, number 5. How to break free.
All right, let's dive right into Section 1, the internal confidence battlefield and the ancient origins of modern fear.
To really understand modern fear, we actually have to look backward. Thousands of years ago, fear was a vital alarm system. It literally protected us from actual predators. But today, well, we have this massive evolutionary mismatch. Your modern brain reacts to everyday social threats, like, say, public speaking or getting rejected, as if a saber-toothed tiger just walked into the room. It's wildly trying to save your life in a totally harmless corporate meeting.
And because of this mismatch, when you step up to a microphone or face any kind of judgment, your nervous system initiates a full-blown survival protocol. We're talking increased heartbeat, sweating, shaking, and that overwhelming urge to just run away. Your body genuinely thinks you are about to die. This is exactly why incredibly smart, talented people will literally sit silently in a room and just let opportunities pass them by.
Now, here is the absolute most dangerous trap. The problem isn't the emotion of fear itself, it's when fear controls your behavior. Listen, every time you avoid a challenge, it temporarily reduces your anxiety. And that feels like relief, right? But it permanently strengthens your self-doubt. Fear grows in avoidance, but, as we'll see, it weakens in action.
Moving on to Section 2, the social survival traps, covering rejection, approval, and comparison.
Historically speaking, being rejected by your tribe literally meant you wouldn't survive the winter. Fast forward to today, and that lingering, deep-seated fear of rejection mutates into what we call approval addiction. You end up completely sacrificing your authentic self just to constantly monitor what other people think. If you get praised, you feel valuable. If criticized, you feel worthless. It basically places your entire self-worth in a hostage situation, and honestly, it creates massive emotional exhaustion.
And modern technology totally weaponizes this instinct. We are naturally wired to compare ourselves to others, sure, but social media forces you to compare your actual, messy, everyday reality against someone else's heavily edited highlight reel of perfect bodies and impossible wealth. It totally steals your attention away from your own personal growth and fixates it entirely on your perceived inadequacies.
Let's look at Section 3, Prisons of the Mind. This includes overthinking, perfectionism, and negative talk.
Overthinking is just an absolute confidence killer because it creates total paralysis. You analyze endlessly. You simulate the absolute worst-case scenarios. You delay the decision, and ultimately, your confidence just drains right out. Overthinking gives you this fake illusion of control, basically tricking you into thinking you can prevent mistakes. But the truth is, endless analysis just builds doubt. Only actual movement builds trust.
Then there's perfectionism. Oh man, we love to wear it like a badge of honor, don't we? But unhealthy perfectionism isn't a superpower. It is actually a self-protection mechanism rooted entirely in fear. Deeply talented people sabotage their potential every single day waiting for that quote-unquote perfect moment. They use perfectionism as a heavy shield to hide from the vulnerability of making a mistake. But remember, every single expert was once a beginner.
Add to that the silent destroyer, negative self-talk. If you constantly whisper to yourself that you aren't good enough, your subconscious brain eventually just accepts it as absolute truth. It creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say I'm socially awkward enough times, you are absolutely going to behave nervously, which just reinforces the insecurity. Your internal words literally shape your identity.
And speaking of identity, how do you view your past? Your brain holds on to painful memories like a vice to protect you from future hurt. So a single failed speech can make you fear microphones forever. But you have got to remember this. Past failure is information. It is not your identity. A failed presentation or a bad relationship does not dictate your permanent self-worth.
Which brings us to Section 4, the danger of comfort, and why feeling safe weakens your psychological strength.
The human brain is totally obsessed with comfort because comfort feels safe, but constantly avoiding discomfort actively robs your brain of the chance to build resilience. Confidence is a muscle, and it only grows through resistance. When you just retreat into the easy safety of endless scrolling and fast entertainment, your psychological strength literally shrinks. Eventually, even the smallest daily inconveniences start to feel completely overwhelming.
All right, Section 5, How to Break Free. Retraining your mind through action.
Now that we know our hidden enemies, here is your roadmap to freedom. It really comes down to swapping out those default reactions. So instead of avoiding discomfort, you have to consciously face your fears. Instead of endless analysis, take imperfect action. And instead of seeking approval, accept imperfection. You literally have to deliberately expose yourself to the things that scare you, bit by bit, until your nervous system finally realizes it is safe.
A truly confident life isn't built by magically dodging challenges. It is built by stepping right into them over and over again. Think of every difficult conversation as a rep at the gym for your confidence. Every tiny victory teaches your mind a whole new reality until you deeply internalize one simple, powerful truth. I am stronger than my fears.
Which leaves us with the absolutely most important question. What imperfect action will you take today? Look, your brain is always going to try to talk you back into the comfort zone. But remember that every single act of courage chips away at your fear. So stop waiting to feel completely ready. What is one small, scary, beautifully imperfect step you can take right now to reclaim your confidence?